It's me, your boyfriend slash girlfriend slash stay friends, favorite content creator. And this is the end of the year of 2025. This is going to be my last video of 2025. And I figured since this entire year, really channel, has been me just getting things off of my chest, my big, early, masculine, manly, double wide, real strong chest. I figured, as a gift to you, why don't you guys get some of your things off of your chest? So I asked you guys to fill out a little Google form, and a couple of you did. So thank you for that. You know who you are. And for those who didn't, you know who you are. Yeah, let's see what you guys have to say. Let's see what you want to get off your chest. Starting with the first one I got, which is, I love fishing. You sick son of a... All right, maybe this one will be a little more substantive, but what do you want to get off your chest? Person wrote, do you think Uma Musume, the horse racing gacha game, will eventually make people enjoy horse racing as a sport and not gambling? Because in Indonesia, Uma Musume is very much celebrated, to the point that even a local horse racing community gets hyped ever since the game gets a global release. Okay. Not much of a getting something off of your chest, but you did ask me a question, so I will answer you. No. While I do think that people will get more into horse racing is also gambling, so it's not gonna offset the gambling. In fact, it might do the opposite. While there are people who just love watching horses for pure love of the game, a lot of them are going to continue to gamble. Gambling's a real problem, a real psychological phenomenon that causes people to spend thousands upon thousands of dollars on the off chance they might win some of that back. Maybe a little bit more. There's degrees, but you know what I'm talking about. But yes, they're not going to not gamble. The gambling's staying. The horses are going to stay, and the gambling's going to stay. And then the people who are gambling on horses are just boom, boom, match made in heaven or stake hell. But there's my answer to that one. Okay, going on to the next one. One thing I'm glad of from a more personal perspective is setting a specific gaming goal for myself to try and complete. For this year, my goal was to try and beat the mainline reboot Ninja Gaiden games before it ended the year, and I ended up succeeding. Good job. Genuinely playing those games, especially Razor's Edge and the original 360 release of Ninja Gaiden 2, were delightful and cathartic experiences. I also finished the original God of War and just started getting into Musou games. I hope to try and expand my gaming experience a lot more in the coming new year. I am very happy that you are trying to expand your gaming experiences and you love the Ninja Gaiden series. It's a really fun series. They're really good action games. Not really getting things off your chest. I feel like, just like with my other prompt when I asked you guys for your hot takes, I feel like things are being lost in translation. Again, super happy for you. Super happy for you. I'm glad. I had a whole video talking about people expanding their gaming horizons, right? But I kind of wanted people to get things off their chest in a way that was I've been holding this in. I had to tell somebody this. And usually when you get shit off your chest, it's kind of negative, but it's to help, relieve your burden. I'm here at the end of the year to help relieve your burden, because I've been burdening you guys all year. So this is me giving back. So I'm hoping this trend doesn't continue, even though, again, very grateful that you are playing more games. But I want to see what are your grievances? Why are people so weird about sequels? Metroid Prime 4 is I can't speak. Metroid Prime 4 is an awesome game, yet because it's not exactly like Prime 1, it's the worst thing ever. Then you get Ghost of Yotei and fans saying it's too much like Tsushima. What do people actually want? To complain. People want to actually complain. That's kind of what I've been discovering lately. And that's not to say some games don't warrant criticism, but the vast majority of people complaining online, it's just kind of what you said. Either the game is too different or too similar. And there's this weird middle ground that doesn't really truly exist, because people are always going to nitpick something. I know in Metroid Prime 4, there's a thing where if you have an amiibo, you get access to music, but if you don't, you have to unlock it in game or some shit. I think that's dumb, but I wouldn't say that's like the reason why a game is bad. But as far as Ghost of Yote goes, people for some reason have this misunderstanding of sequels. And I don't know where it actually came from, but people think sequels need to be like somehow dramatically different from the very thing you liked. But also, if it's even a little bit similar, it's a waste of time and the developers were lazy, right? Like, I remember people were talking about that with Breath of the Wild versus Tears of the Kingdom. And like, oh, Tears of the Kingdom reuses a lot of assets. God of War 2018 and God of War Ragnarok, oh my God, they're reusing animations. And it's like, yes. Do you think they're going to build a brand new game for every sequel when it's running on like the same engine? When they already spent like the first 7 years trying to get to that point and now they can do it quicker? Majora's Mask was a re-asset use of Ocarina of Time. Majora's Mask was a banger. Love that game. But yeah, I think people just kind of like to complain now, which might be ironic coming from me, but I'm complaining about the complainers. So you can lampshade me. Everyone else is wrong, not me. It's just sad in knowing how both my brother and father watch Asmongold and think the majority of his takes are logical. That's it, I guess. Yes, I've had to try to explain in the most bare bones way why he's just wrong, especially when it comes to his takes on women and queer people in the gaming space. And it's like hitting a brick wall. But they love me and I'm bi, so it's weird to see that, I don't know what to even call it, cognitive dissonance? Yes, that's actually exactly what that is. Like, they support me loving the games I love, the queer rep, like Sorry Wear Clothes, the Life is Strange series, love Life is Strange, Baldur's Gate 3, etc., but then agree with Asmon's most brain-dead takes, and it confuses me. Okay, so let me see if I can help with this. And I'm sorry if my voice sounds like, but I'm trying to like actually think this through, because this is somewhat serious. This is actual life. So that level of cognitive dissonance is there to protect them from reconciling with the fact that they hold conflicting beliefs, right? They can't support you and who you are and then still have those ideas unless they're able to put you in a different box. Like, well, no, you're my daughter / sister, so you're different. It's like when like misogynistic men would be like, fuck these bitches, these girls are sluts and whores, and they'd be like, I love my mom. You know what I mean? Like those dudes who will be like, yeah, you know, you're gonna be a single mother growing up, and then they grew up with a single mom. And it's like, well, then are you saying you're fucked up because you have a single mom and they'll be fucked up because she's gonna be a single mom? Or like, that's what you're dealing with, unfortunately. And yeah, the most you can do, honestly, at this point, let people like me do it. Let people like me tell them why they're bad, why Asmongold sucks, and you just keep playing Baldur's Gate 3. Because at the end of the day, I am very empathetic with a lot of things. I'm sympathetic with a lot of things, but I am not queer myself. So it's not going to hit me as hard as it might hit you, especially since you're saying you're running into a brick wall. But yeah, I mean, if you've already tried everything you can try, I think the best you can do for your own mental, you know, is just to be you, play what you're playing. And if you feel like you are in this position where you can handle that, then yeah, just keep showing them the fact of how depraved the mentality is. Show him that clip of him saying that he's happy that illegals get tortured because that means they shouldn't be in this country.
To this very hostile prison where some men say they've been tortured.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have been here illegally. That's what I think. Shouldn't have done it. Yep, nobody asked you to come here. Shouldn't have been here. Maybe then they'll watch this and they'll be like, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't show up then. Could this be a marketing ploy? Well, I think it should be. This is, I mean, they deserve to be tortured, though. I want to see what the conditions are. Well, here's the question. If they were being tortured, would I agree to not send them there? No, I don't care. Don't give a shit. Shouldn't have come here. And also, maybe that's a good thing now that they know. So they know what's on the table if you break the law. Is you get sent to some fucking torture prison in El Salvador. Maybe then they'll stop showing up. I respectfully disagree with that. Deporting them is fine. There's people who deserve to not be tortured. Well, then they shouldn't have been here.
Maybe that will reach them. Maybe there'll be a point where like, hey, this goes far beyond just like wanting to, I don't know, protect Americans or whatever. This is like, hey, I'm evil and I love when people get tortured. Maybe that would be their line. Or you can do the whole, like, what if that was me? What if he said that I should get tortured, but you still agree with the opinions then, and then work your way back from there? But goddamn, like, I know he's popular, obviously. I know it's like, oh my God, obsessed, which whatever. But sometimes I forget, like, there are people in real life who watch these people, and not in terms of like, LOL, this guy's fucking dumb, or wow, these takes are awful, but they're going like, you know what? He's really onto something. No, he's not. It's really not. Onto nothing. The plate, as you can see, empty. Not eaten. Just not. Oh, okay. Here we go. Asmongold fans and their innate stupidity. Yeah, I feel like I kind of touched on that one in the last one, but yeah, there is a definite swing towards anti-intellectualism, which goes beyond Asmongold, right? He is, while he does have a lot of, unfortunately, power online, he's a symptom of things that have been happening in this country for the last like decade and some change. There has been a concerted effort into attacking institutions like education, like colleges, and pitting them against like average day people to be like elites versus everyone else. When in reality, these people don't want you educated so they can make you upset and put out shit like Asmongold does, and you eat it up and then be mad at other people who are acknowledging the fact that what he's doing is just spreading divisive rhetoric, and he doesn't ultimately give a shit because he is one of those protected elites at the end of the day. Like, he doesn't care if your parents' premiums go up because of Trump's administration, because he has millions of dollars. Healthcare is not an issue for him. Housing is not an issue for him because he has a house. He could buy other houses. Like, none of these things are issues for him because he doesn't have to face the same material realities of those who work hourly, right? So, but that's what they want. Like, that's what they want. So I agree with, yes, they're stupid and it's annoying. But, you know, like I said in my last video that you guys seem to really liked, there is also a pendulum swing towards people getting sick of that shit. Where it's just like, okay, and now you're going to see them get more and more and more extreme with their rhetoric. They can reach deeper and deeper and deeper to that audience to have them just like completely brain broken and just chanting their names, going, "You're based," and that's it. No critical analysis or anything. Being told all their opinions either through fucking him, Fox, Kiwi Farms, or like some other alt-right online outlet, right? And they're going to get more and more and more fringe, but that's also going to push them to a smaller and smaller minority, to the point where maybe they just go away. But maybe that's me being a little too optimistic on Maine. I think Chad versus gay nonsense got way less backlash than it deserves compared to backlash received by normal games. Pronoun selectors are somehow considered more controversial than the gross AI shit in the Chad game. Okay, so I'm not like an expert on this, but I have covered Andy Pants a couple of times on this channel, though not to the level of like Dead Domain, who actually fucking play that game, which kudos to them. But the reason why the backlash was perceived to be less is because no one played it. Obviously, I mean, not literally because I just said Dead Domain, but like no one really played it. Like it was never gonna get traction. It wasn't like Horses, where it was controversial for something but still got put other places. No one wanted to touch that game. So like, it's just the same as like the Great Rebellion that you guys see me bring up from time to time. That game was a straight up white identitarian, white supremacist backed game, like legitimately 100%. And most people haven't heard of it. It's like, oh, you guys like Michael Jordan? Well, what about Timothy Bucksmith? Or who's Timothy Bucksmith? Exactly. No one's gonna know. But that guy's a loser and he sucks. So, and I'm pretty confident that he lost custody of his child. Like, this isn't, the backlash being what it is fine, because the real impact was losing custody of your child for putting, you know, CSAM in your game. Forever being known as the guy who put CSAM in this game. So I feel like, you know, that's something. Ooh, this is kind of interesting. Okay. The general gaming discourse has become incredibly self-centered and confrontational. It has now become impossible to enjoy a game without someone saying that it's slop, mid, or woke. Every little point, be it negative or otherwise, gets blown out of proportion for no other reason than making completely false statements, or to make one's opinion seem like cold hard facts. At the end of the day, the enjoyment of a game will always differ from one person to the next. As long as the game is playable and offers some measure of fun, a number of people will have the time of their lives with it. Gamers seem to believe their appraisal of a title is the only universal truth, when you can easily find qualities to the games that they deem objectively bad. I think it's time for people to just enjoy what they like and leave the bleeding grifters and self-centered wannabes in their sad little corner. I agree with 99% of this shit, okay? The only thing I don't agree with, and I made a video on this, is things don't really have to be fun. But like, I know where you're going with this, but like, things don't have to be fun. I think games are more about an experience, right? Because you know, those games you probably play what's not really fun, but you experience something, whether it's anger, regret, sadness, not really fun things, but fun is subjective, I know, but I'm being pedantic because I am somewhat of an asshole. But yeah, this is basically the core of what I do right here. Like, yeah, I think at the end of the day, we should be able to be like, hey, I like this game and you didn't, and that's fine. Here are reasons why I didn't like this game. And of course, I'm not expecting this to be like an academic symposium where we present both factual arguments and go, you know, my good sir, once I listened to your treatise on game design, I did understand, you know, Death Stranding a bit more, and I can respect, like, no, I'm not expecting that. But I'm just saying, if you're gonna say this game is shit, you can make it, this game fucking sucks, dude. The fucking controls are awful. The voice acting was ear grating. It's like, okay, subjective claims, but you can back them up with examples. That's all I want. We used to do that. We used to do this. We used to be able to be like, dude, this game fucking sucks. Are you kidding me? The graphics are outdated. The music sounds like dog shit. Or it's like, yo, this game fucking slaps. The music is fucking ripping. Like, it's shit's hard. Like that's what we used to be able to do. And I kind of want to get, that's like my return ass, right? Like, I want to get back to that. I want to get back to that shit so we can have more fun talking about things. But also, as much as I would love to leave like the grifters alone, it's the whole reason why they're able to do this is because there was little to no counter information being pushed out. It was just them lying all the time. And now we have to like undo all the lies and make sure people, audiences like you, thanks fucking PBS me, but like audiences understand when they're being taken advantage of. And so I think for a little bit we have to talk about them, and then hopefully people get tired of us talking about them. The views go down on both regards, then move on to something else. You know those white dudes? I swear these are submitted. You know these white dudes who come to Japan, then talk shit about immigrants and listen to white nationalist podcasts? And if you call them out on what they themselves are immigrants, they try saying they're different because they came legally or aren't criminals or respect the culture somehow. Those guys are basically Japan's Latinos for Trump. I understand that my page, I've also made it very openly political. Like, I'm not afraid of that. But it is funny going from talking about like things in the gaming sphere just being like white dudes in Japan. You know those gaijins in Japan? But yes, the whole topic of immigration has always been framed in, stay with me now, white supremacy, right? To the whole video on this. But this is another aspect of it. It's always been framed this way, where it's non-white people come to a white country and then they fuck things up. And that's how they view immigration. It's not like a white person going to Japan, right? That's not immigration. We're improving your culture by virtue of not being a minority, even though in that place you are in fact a minority. It's people not understanding at the end of the day, people are people, right? If you have a large group of people from any group, anywhere, of course things are going to change. Like, people don't think about the fact that what did thing happen to the natives here? Like, when they were colonized, it wasn't this whole, oh, well, you know, thank you for letting us be here, and now we're going to take over things and change things culturally. And they're like, oh, you know what? We like that, actually. No, it was violent. It was illegal. And then we're like, by we, I mean Americans, you know, because we all technically on settled land, right? We're on settlers' land. They were like, oh, shit, this is bad. Let's make sure no one can do this to us. Like, we know how bad it was. Let's make sure these motherfuckers can do it to us, right? And now people are taking that as much like in the gaming space, right? Where it's like, oh, a bunch of non-white people are coming here, because they never talk about like people from like Ukraine or Russia or any white country, their citizens coming over here and taking people's jobs, right? It's always like these Latinos, these Africans, these Middle Eastern people, they're ruining this country. And it's like, my brother in Christ, the president's a pedophile. Like, I think you're focusing on the wrong thing. There's all data in front of you tells you that the president and his staff are basically pedophiles, and immigrants have done a net positive to this country historically and continuously. And it's weird to like be hung up on that. Like, there's actual real issues happening. Just like in video games, you're hung up on the fact that the people you're playing as have darker skin than you. Meanwhile, AI is ruining so many things. Saudi Arabia is buying up most of the games you love. Like, my big dog, you got issues. You got big issues. You're mad at products being inferior, and you're saying it's because there's queer people and not because of capitalism. Of course, it's capitalism. Like, when you see these AI ass translations, capitalism. If you saw my stream a couple of weeks ago and I showed you those clips from the AI stuff, right? Like the AI dub of No Game, No Life, an anime that already has an English dub, but Amazon didn't want to fucking pay for it, so they just did an in-house AI dub. The dub for Banana Fish, that's capitalism.
I read all your moves. I saw right through you.
No, stop, don't do it. Ash!
Skipper, no, please. No, Skipper. Hey, stay with me. Come on, Skipper. Hey, you gotta fight. Don't die on me, Skip. Don't leave me, please. Marvin, you sick, ugly bastard.
People are like, oh, localizers. Motherfucker, you need localizers. You need translators. You need that shit, because otherwise you're going to have this AI shit and you're thinking nothing but actual slop. Like actual slop, because capitalists don't give a fuck about quality. It's just how much money can we make? Oh, here we go. AI is infecting more of game development, even Larian 2. A part of me can understand the worry of being left behind by technology if you don't keep up, but AI isn't progressing anything. This idea that, oh, it's inevitable that AI will be everywhere and in everything, so might as well just give up and use as much as you can to benefit, is annoying, and I hate it. Real. And it can be wrong. People can say it, but that doesn't mean that you then, have to agree and go forward with it. It just sucks that even Larian would say they use it. Why not just look at concept art from other games and get inspired by that and make your own? Why not make the prototype or rough outline yourself? Why add the extra AI step? What? There is no need. I feel like I'm going crazy. I can understand a game company wanting to save time and get a game out faster than they think AI will speed up the process. But people will still buy a good game, especially from a company like Larian, even if it takes a little longer to come out. But then there's this problem of how the devs are getting paid with no new product being released in multiple years, and how long they could sustain off the success from a previous game. Even if that previous game sold well, and I spiral, and basically I really hate capitalism. I hate how it seems to want to destroy everything creative and everything I enjoy. Generative AI is just the worst of it to me. It's this big monster, and the sad part is that it seems like more and more people are giving into it. Did I black out and ghostwrite this? It does feel a little vindicating to like see people echo these statements. I feel like I was screaming into a void when I was originally talking about generative AI. I think I made like 2 videos on that. But yeah, I mean, if we talk about Larian for a second, right? I know that, Sven went to clear up what he meant, but then there were also developers who were like, that's bullshit because we don't like it, yada, yada, yada. I haven't changed my stance on this, but I've deepened my understanding. In some facets, it is inevitable, right? Like at the very least in the production stage, right? There are people who do mood boards. They get a character mood board to get like an idea of how you want the characters to like feel. And they'll spend some time either online looking at Pinterest or whatever and like cobbling shit together. And they're like, we can let AI do that shit. I'm kind of on that, but like if it's not taking other people's work and producing it in a way that they can then like use in a sense, like I don't want to see that shit in games ever. Like, I don't want to see that shit in games. And I truly don't want it to even to have like a significant hand in games. I want it not to be there at all, but if it's inevitable, I want to start and stop at like the pre-production phase where it's like, yeah, we used AI to figure out this layout, and then we hired an artist to actually fill in the landscape, to draw what they want to draw and to tweak what they want to tweak. I'd be more okay with that. But the biggest issue I've been seeing with generative AI is that it's more of a time sink than a time saver, because there are people who are already really skilled and really, really talented and have already mastered the things that they want this AI to now suddenly do. And I'm going to keep referring this a lot because I have been talking about these topics for like over a year now. But I talked about this in one of my streams when I was showing you guys the Ubisoft, good old Ubisoft. Ubisoft's like new technology they're looking for. It's like a script writer one, and there's another one that does like the generative AI for like the dialogue. Sorry, it's like an LLM, which I know are different things, but still under the same umbrella of like, do we really need this? And they were talking about how you can just talk to an NPC and it'll give you like, it'll generate lines of dialogue based off of something. And from a tech standpoint only, that seems pretty cool, right? Like, oh, we can have this chat bot that can have infinite conversations with you. But then what is it adding? What value is it adding? That has always been my main question. What value does this add? Do you really want to sit and talk to an NPC for 1,000 hours? And then my question starts spiraling like, okay, let's say this is an NPC that's supposed to give me missions. Will it immediately give me the details that are pertinent to this mission? Or is it going to try to do this naturalistic dialogue where it's going to be talking like I do for fucking ever and not getting to the point? How many times do I have to restart this conversation? If I reload the game, will I have the same conversation or will it be a different conversation? If I shortcut it, would it like cheat? Will it tell me how to beat the game? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many questions that I have that it's never answered. And ultimately, I think as far as going back to now generative AI, it has no real good use case because it still has to be based off of existing artwork. It's not creating anything. And I know there's some defenders of generative AI who'll be like, yeah, but you know, people copy stuff too. It's like, yes, but people emulate other styles and then develop their own style. That's the whole point. As human beings, we're imperfect. So even if I try to, you know, copy, let's say, Oda's artwork, if you doesn't know, Oda's the creator of One Piece, Oda's artwork, and maybe sure, it looks similar in the beginning, but after a while, it's going to completely deviate because I'm going to have my own quirks. I'm going to have my own emphasis on things, right? He may focus more on, you know, exaggerated anatomy, and I might focus more on like dynamic posing or lighting. He may focus on more like, you know, double page spreads with huge fucking backgrounds. I might focus on negative space like Kubo. Like I might pull Kubo's inspiration. I might pull inspiration from Mashimoto, from Kishimoto. I might pull stuff from Mashiro Ito. I might pull stuff from fucking Dan Mora or, you know, Alex Ross. Like there's so many different artists out there. And so just to be like, let's use generative AI, it's what you're going to do an amalgamation of this. And whose style is that? The AI style? The AI can't even be consistent with its own fucking style. Like,